Engaging discussion by veterans for veterans. With your hosts, Gary Leverett and Jimmy Miller. Join them as they discuss various veterans programs, issues, play powerful and healing veteran-related music, and keep the American citizen informed on things they ought to know. Right here on The Leader, WLIJ, every second and fourth Monday on 98.7 FM and AM 1580, and reaching around the world on WLIJradio.com. The All Veterans Hour on WLIJ is brought to you by the American Legion Post 23, the VFW Post 5019, the DAV Chapter 43, the Defenders of Freedom and Liberty, and by the Holy Crab Shack.
Good morning, Shelbyville and Bedford County. Welcome to the All Veterans Hour. I'm Gary Leverett. I'll be your host for the next hour. I got Jimmy Miller here, co-host for about, 3 years now?
Something like that. Feels like a whole lot longer, but probably just 3.
Anyway, we have our special guest this morning, Mr. Aaron Parker from Parker Safes, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Parker Safes and Vaults, and thanks for having me.
So we'll start with Aaron Parker here and find out a little bit about him. Tell us about your military experience.
All right. Well, military was Air Force, and that was a ways back. I went in 1988, and was stationed over in Japan and had a great time. Got out on some, I think Clinton was having the early out program, and so I got out and went to college, was a park ranger for a while, and then some law enforcement stuff, and then construction after that, and then that led into this business. But yeah, I really enjoyed, Air Force career. It was great.
So you have a business here in Shelbyville?
Yes, sir. It's Parker's Safes and Vaults, and we kind of handle anything in the safe and vault world, gun safes, jewelry safes, vault doors, all that kind of stuff. We move safes, so just about anything in that world, maybe with the exception of big bank safes.
So what'd you do in the Air Force?
So I was security, and I actually wanted that job. So when I went in, I'd always kind of been, had like a law enforcement goal, and so went in, and that was one of the jobs back then. It was called security specialist. And I don't think they have that job anymore. I think it's just security or military police or something. They've changed all that. But basically, that's kind of the job that I wanted, and got it. I guess they're pretty easy to get. You didn't have to have a whole lot of technical skills, but it was great. So got stationed over in Japan, and basically I just guarded some of their priority, resources, priority A resources, and different things. But we did a lot of. There was a lot of listening at that time to Russia, which was fairly close to northern Japan, or is fairly close. And so they had a lot of listening devices, and I was tasked with not only guarding our squadron of F-16 fighters, but also those listening devices. They were pretty intense.
So you got the job you wanted, huh?
I did, yeah. And so then that led into the law enforcement world, and then what I really wanted to do, I think, was like park ranger or Forest Service ranger. So I went to school for that at Hocking College in Ohio with some really great instructors, Stephen W. Swain being one of them, and the guy was just a fantastic instructor. But anyway, then went on to Grand Teton.
You said it was who? Stephen Swain?
Stephen W. Swain, yeah, he's... Yeah, there's a lot of folks out there that leave an impact on you, but as a Christian man, even back then, he really...
Steve Swain from Shelbyville?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Steve Swain, he's from Ohio, so Stephen W. Swain from Ohio. He's, but anyway, one of those guys that impacts you even years later as you read Scripture and realize that he was, giving you a message even back then, so...
We had a Steve Swain here in Shelbyville. I think he passed away. But.
Yeah.
Don't speak bad of him.
Different.
I'm not. He was a good guy.
Different gentleman.
He was a veteran.
Sure, but,
and
yeah.
Vietnam vet. And The military must have changed because they asked me what job I wanted, and I told them. They said, "Okay, you're infantry."
Well, I think this was like the infantry job of the Air Force, so that was where they put you anyway. So I just happened to get it.
Yeah, the Air Force, if you don't pick a job and you get the basic training, they tell you they'll get you a job when you get there, you're more than likely you're going to be a cook or you're going to be security forces.
That's right, yeah.
Anyway, Jimmy, why don't you tell us about our meeting times, places?
I'll do it. So our meetings, which will be coming up, next week?
Yep.
So for our VFW Post 5019, we meet on the first Monday of the month. The meeting is at 6 o'clock. We're located at 1320 East Depot Street. American Legion Post 23, we meet the first Tuesday of the month at 6 o'clock, also at 1320 East Depot Street. And then our DAV Chapter 43, they meet the second Tuesday of the month at 6 o'clock, and they're located at 1355 Highway 130 East. So for the next 2 weeks, you have a meeting Monday, Tuesday, and then the following week you have the next Tuesday. And if that doesn't do everything for you and you need some more, well, our VFW Post 5019 also has a breakfast on the second Saturday of the month from 6 to 9?
7 to 9.
I was trying to start them early.
7 to 9:30, I think it is.
That breakfast is $10. It is a full country breakfast. Biscuits, gravy, pancakes, everything you could want.
Eggs, bacon, sausage.
Yeah, good breakfast.
Hash brown, casserole.
That's right. I always forget the hash brown casserole, and that's my favorite. Children is $3, and 3 and under eat free. And then on the third Saturday of the month at the VFW Post, they do the monthly music night. It's a $5 cover. We have a band that comes in and plays. We have a dance floor. Come out and enjoy and bring a covered dish. Correct?
Correct.
So that's our meeting times. You can almost do something every week.
And we are recruiting. We are always recruiting.
Always recruiting. But we have gained a lot of new members, lots of new things going on. So if you hadn't been in a while, I'd come out and visit us.
I think all 3 organizations have begun to grow.
We have. Got some of our younger blood in, which is always a good thing.
And we have our Veterans Council, which is, if you're a veteran in need, you come to the council and we try to help you if we can. But anyway, the council is made up of all 3 organizations. If you're a paid-up member of any of the organizations, then you're a member of the Veterans Council.
Yeah.
So,
and just last week, we paid for a veteran to have housing for a week.
Yeah, 2 weeks, actually.
Yeah, until Operation Stand Down can get him into a more permanent residence. So, I mean, lots of good things going on.
I can't see that clock, so you got to tell me when
ready?
it's time. You gonna play that first song?
Well, we're going to play this first song. It's a favorite of mine. I love the words to it. This first song is Christian Cowboy.
Spent 6 years in the Corps. I was wounded in Iraq. Got a horse named Foot when I came back. My battle buddies and brothers were a fading memory. The freedom of the saddle was my only therapy. I came home a different man to my wife and son. She no longer wanted to live with the man I'd become. Meds everything I had. On a dead-end Tennessee roadside, one blessed celestial night, I offered up a desperate prayer and I saw the light. God sent me 3 angels to resurrect my soul. Now I'm a born-again Christian soldier, riding down the trail called home. Now I've become a different man, a father to my son, making up in every way for all the wrong I've done, overcoming my addiction with my Savior and my friends. Just one lucky Christian cowboy learning to live again. Christian cowboy learning to live again. I pulled over and I prayed. God saved my life that day.
Shelbyville's seafood secret is a secret no more. The Holy Crab Shack has fantastic reviews on Google, and it's to no surprise. Incredible seafood, crab legs steamed to perfection, Cajun flavors so delicious you'll enjoy every bite. So bring your appetite, roll up your sleeves, and dig into a meal that's messy, delicious, and downright heavenly. The Holy Crab Shack on North Main in Shelbyville across from Lowe's. 931-735-6180. Find the Holy Crab Shack on Facebook for all the latest specials. Let's get cracking.
All right, we're back with your All Veterans Hour for this Monday with Jimmy Miller and our special guest, Aaron Parker from Parker Safes. So, Aaron, tell us a little bit about your products.
Well, we try to specialize in stuff you can't find at the big box stores, so higher-end safes, but not necessarily higher pricing. We do carry some of the standard brands, American Security, Liberty, Rhino, but then we've got some other ones, Graphunder, Incas, stuff you may have never heard about. American Security is probably our top brand, and they're quite a bit different than most of the stuff you'd find at the big box stores. They have a full half-inch solid plate door. They have like a concrete lining rather than drywall. They're just a different product. So, and that's kind of what we try to specialize in, is stuff that's really going to protect, your valuables from theft and fire.
So you install them?
We absolutely install them. Yeah, I don't think we'd last very long if we didn't install. So we install, put it where you want it, get it anchored down. I recommend anchoring a safe down. And by that I mean like attaching it to the floor with bolts, concrete anchors, something like that, or even to the back wall. Anything under, say, 1,500 pounds, it might surprise you, but bad guys that know what they're doing can move those pretty quick. And so we do all that kind of stuff. We can put them about anywhere you want, as long as it'll fit. We've got specialized equipment to haul them and install, protect your floor, all that kind of stuff.
So how long you been in business?
Yeah, we started the end of 2008, and back then, I was doing everything with a pickup truck. I had 2 different trucks. My dad was a lineman for the power company and showed me how to rig 2 different trucks up to put like a 2,000-pound safe in the back of a pickup truck. And but then I started finding out that there's some better ways to do it, and we got some drop deck trailers, so trailers that don't have an axle, they lower flat to the ground, and then one of our trailers even raises up to like dock height, and so we can take a trailer, say, onto a porch. We just did one last week. It was 3,000-pound safe, raised it up onto about a 5-foot tall porch, and then into the house from there. But it's nice to have the right equipment.
Well, why should we have a safe?
Why should you have a safe? Well, I guess you don't have to have one. It's kind of like, they're not the funnest thing to buy, but they're probably a really pleasing thing to own. It's kind of like insurance, life insurance or something like that. If you're banking on the fact that it might never happen, that'll probably work, but then if it doesn't, you're in trouble. So if you wanted to protect, firearms, heirlooms, some firearms are passed down through generations, and yet they're sitting in a closet somewhere. So we help people protect that kind of stuff from theft and fire, and our safes do a really good job at that. So some of our safes have a fire rating that's actually independently tested, and I would say most companies don't have that. But paperwork, passports, jewelry, all that kind of stuff, we can help folks get that stuff protected, and it's organized. So that would be one reason you might want a safe, is just to protect that kind of stuff from theft and fire.
Where's your business located? So
we're in Shelbyville on the north side, just west of the airport, about a mile. It's 164 Cessna Lane, and it's kind of over by that new Walmart distribution center over in that country. So just west of the airport there, kind of the north end of the airport.
On the Midland Road end of Frank Martin Road. Yeah,
that's right. So Frank Martin and Midland, that corner there's a subdivision. We are home-based, but we've got a warehouse and a showroom. We usually stock around, I don't know what we've got now, maybe 60 or 70 safes, but we've got some vault doors set up and, small safes, anything from pistol safes all the way up to big, heavy 4,000-pound jewelry safes, and then a lot of gun safes in between. And we try to match folks with a safe that's going to meet their needs and their budget. We're not pushing just one brand. I try to listen, and once I can figure out what people are trying to do, they may not need a high-end safe. If they're just trying to protect a safe from kids or something, well, that's a different safe than if you're out in the country and the response time from a fire department or law enforcement might be a long time. We might look at a different safe, but we try to match that with their budget. And but yeah.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Because this one I told you my wife's been on to me about finding a safe. So
sure.
We've talked about getting just a small one, something we need for just right now.
Okay.
But in my mind, I'm thinking, that will satisfy us now, but for the future, it might not. Would you go with what you just need right now, or would you actually look, if you plan on growing and get a bigger safe?
Yeah, Jimmy, that's a really good question. And what I run into a lot is folks, and this happened to me when we bought our first safe, before I was even in the business, I bought a safe based on my gun count. I thought, well, how many long guns do I have? And, and I counted them up and bought a safe accordingly. And then my wife came by with baby pictures and yearbooks and all of our tax documents, and all of a sudden that safe was too small. So I would say, figure out what your current needs are, and then go around your home and think, what else would we want to put in here that we would want to have protected, and maybe start to get an idea of maybe how many shoe boxes or how many milk crates or something like that, how much, because it's all about cubic inches, right? So if we get all that stuff kind of lined out, then we can start figuring out what size safe we need. And to answer your question, I would go a little bit bigger. It's pretty rare that I have somebody want to trade a big safe in on a small one, but it goes the other way quite often, and they just bought too small of a safe.
I know I bought a safe several years ago and thinking that's enough for my guns. Now I got too many guns. They don't all fit in that safe now, so anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And then bigger usually equates to heavier, and in the safe world, heavier is generally better because, if a guy can just, if the bad guys can just run in and drag it out and throw it in the back of a truck, well, that's a pretty easy steal. They can work on it. They can cut it open somewhere else, if they can just grab it. So bigger generally means heavier, and, that can thwart the bad guys. I've actually got we have a lot of YouTube videos, but I've got one where I'm trying to make a video about safe anchoring, and then in the background I've got my two sons actually stealing a safe from the warehouse. They back the truck in while I'm talking, and they just drag a safe out, lay it in the bed, and take off, and it's kind of a funny little video, but it shows how easy. I mean, it's just two guys, and we're not big guys, like my oldest boy's he's getting bigger, but we're just little guys, and but with the right technique and stuff, bad guys can steal safes, and so yeah, bigger's generally better.
Well, the big thing for me is fire and documents. I mean, being military, I have DD-214s, I have my whole military history and papers, and if it ever burned up, it'd never be replaced.
Absolutely. So there are some ways, even in a regular gun safe, I would say keep your documents in a fire-rated safe, or at least an envelope of some sort that has a fire lining, and then put it in your safe and double up. Because a lot of these, I hate to keep knocking big box store safes, but a lot of these big box store safes, they're kind of wishful thinking when it comes to that fire rating, and they may not hold up like they claim. The funny thing is that they'll give you the way they get out of that is they'll get you a new safe, so they'll warranty the safe, but they're going to replace it with the one, just like the one that didn't work in the first place. So you want to get really look into those fire ratings. I found out just before COVID, I was going to do a video on fire ratings, and I found out that a lot of these fire ratings are tested in-house or not at all. And so, you want to find a company that with reliable fire ratings, and it's really hard because these stickers are pretty cheap, but the fire tests are not. So they put these stickers on under the pretense that that'll make you buy a safe, and then when it fails, they just get you a new one because there's really no industry standard holding anybody accountable on these fire ratings.
Is there? Do you have a set time when you're open? I mean.
Yeah, so I would just say, we are a small business. It's just myself and my two boys, Nathan Parker and Morgan Parker, and we're on jobs a lot. So if you're going to come by, maybe call us first, 931-842-6445. You can find us online at parkersafes.com, and I've got my boys' cell phones numbers on there too. So our numbers are very similar. Just the last digit changes. Mine's a 5. My son Nate is an 8, and then my son Morgan is a 9. So you can generally get one of us. But I would say if you're going to come by, call us first, because if we have a vault door job, a lot of times it takes all three of us. And then my oldest son is going to machinist school too, so he's out a lot. But we kind of have set hours, I guess, from like 9 to 6 or 9 to 5 or so, and then Saturdays by appointment. But please call first, because we're just not always there. We just can't be.
All right, it's time for another song, Jimmy. Who we got now?
Now we've got another song that I really like, and it's by a female artist, but it's called "Welcome Home." And I'd encourage you to listen to the words of this song too. It is a beautiful song.
Joined the Air Force out of high school. Was sent to Myrtle Beach.
built bombs and bullets and missiles. At the time we were at peace, but the Gulf War came calling. My unit was deployed. They weren't gonna let me go until I made a little noise. The 7 months in Saudi Arabia, where Scud missiles were a thing, and at least one time I made peace with God, but he never came calling for me. And when our plane landed in Bangor, Maine, Vietnam vets lined the way. Each one of them reached out to hug me. I won't forget what they had to say. Welcome home, airman. Welcome home. Welcome home. Thank you for your service. Welcome home. We've been there too. You're not alone. We just wanted to say thank you and welcome home. I was thinking how unfair it was, the way we treated them. Their country came calling, and they answered, and they went. When I got back home to Myrtle Beach, there was a 6-pack in the fridge with the note from my supervisor. Here's what it said when I opened it. Welcome home, airman. Welcome home. Welcome home. Thank you for your service. Welcome home. I've been there too. You're not alone. I just wanted to say thank you and welcome home. The GI Bill helped make me a nurse, and I work at the VA, and my patients know their service numbers more than their own birthdays. And it makes me proud to help them heal, 'cause I am one of them. And now it's me holding their hands, saying these words to them. Welcome home, soldier. Welcome home. Welcome home. Thank you for your service. Welcome home. I've been there too. You're not alone. And I just want to say thank you and welcome home. I just wanted to say thank you and welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Shelbyville's seafood secret is a secret no more. The Holy Crab Shack has fantastic reviews on Google, and it's to no surprise. Incredible seafood, crab legs steamed to perfection, Cajun flavors so delicious you'll enjoy every bite. So bring your appetite, roll up your sleeves, and dig into a meal that's messy, delicious, and downright heavenly. The Holy Crab Shack on North Main in Shelbyville across from Lowe's. 931-735-6180. Find the Holy Crab Shack on Facebook for all the latest specials. Let's get cracking.
All right, we're back with the All Veterans Hour, and got Jimmy Miller with me, and Aaron Parker from Parker Safes out on Cessna Lane in Shelbyville, and we've been talking to him about his business, but we got a little other business to take care of. If you need a ride to your veterans doctor's appointment, you need to call Bill Tucker, 931-607-7178, and he will see to it that you get to your doctor's appointment. He'll send a driver out and pick you up, take you to your doctor's appointment, bring you back home. And Bill does a great job. And don't know how we'd do it without him, I tell you.
No, one day he'll really retire and we'll be lost.
Well, he's quit driving. Matter of fact, the 30th is his last day. His wife has some health problems and he needs to be with her, but he's still going to do the scheduling.
Well, that's the important part.
Yeah. Because he knows how long it takes to get from one place to VA Nashville, VA Columbia, VA Murfreesboro, wherever. So, anyway, again, we're one of the few counties that'll pick you up at your house and bring you back to your house. And Bill Tucker takes care of that. Also, if you need veteran-related paperwork, you need to file a claim or get into the VA system. If you need to up your claim, go see Ben Ely. He is our veteran service officer for this county, and he's located in the basement of the courthouse. It's a busy office, so call and make an appointment, because sometimes he'll have somebody in there and it takes a while to get all the paperwork filled out and get everything done. So I always call and make an appointment with Ben, and he'll take care of your veteran VA needs, I guess you'd say. Ben's number is 931-685-4838. 931-685-4838. And we got some events coming up. Just the 31st, Friday of this week. What we got, Jimmy? Time capsule?
Time capsule. We got rained out the last time, but this time, the good Lord willing, we'll have sunny weather and we'll actually get it buried this time.
Yeah, and that's the 31st, which is Friday, and it's on the south side of the square.
It is at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. All right, so the time capsule, everybody show up.
Yeah, it still should be a good time. We're still all going to be there, have our little ceremony. And
yeah. Also, we got coming up, be here before you know it, we got the health fair that Dave Rogers puts on every year. And that will be on September the 12th at Musgrave Park. That's out there behind Dairy Queen. And I think he's got over 100 vendors already.
Yeah, it's a really good event. I'd encourage everybody, especially if you're a veteran, to go out there, because there's going to be resources that you could probably use. Go out there and attend.
Yeah. And if you don't know Dave, he's the guy that cooking with the veterans. Cooking with veterans.
Yeah. Well, he's all over town, so if anybody don't know him,
just when you see Dave, just leave Grunt alone.
Well, more people probably know Grunt than they do Dave.
Grunt is his service dog. But anyway, Dave Rogers is a good man. We've had him on the show here several times, and I think he's going to come back on like a week before the
event to tell everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. What else we got going on?
Well, this will be a first time, so we need everybody to come out. We've got Battle of the Badges blood drive. So it's going to be blood assurance, and it's going to be at Cooper Steel Arena on the celebration grounds on September 22nd. And this is where the police, the fire department, first responders, and this year the military, we're going to see who can get the most donors to donate blood. So, of course, me personally, I want the military to win, so I want everybody to go donate for the military. But when you give the blood, they'll ask you which emergency responder department you would like to honor. Our goal is 250 blood products to honor the 250th anniversary. So that's going to be from 9 a.m. in the morning until 6 p.m. We just did this, last month. I'd encourage you. They're always having shortages, and the blood that we give here in our community stays in the state of Tennessee, so it's not like we're giving blood and it's getting shipped somewhere else. So come out, sit around, enjoy some snacks, and give some blood.
We also have the Field of Flags coming up in September.
We do.
September 10th. And,
September 10th.
We'll put out almost 3,000 flags. Is he still going to do it on out by the floodgate?
He is. And this year, because this year is the 25th anniversary, in years past, it's just been a flag for every person that gave their life. But this year, we're actually adding pictures and the story. So if you go to the Pentagon section, every person that passed in the Pentagon, there will be a flag with their picture and their story on it. And then also this year, we've got permission. We're going to be in a lot of the Bedford County schools. We're going to have a ceremony, and it's going to live stream into the schoolhouse. And that way, because when you figure that children nowadays,
they don't know.
They weren't alive 25 years ago. They don't know what happened. So this is a big opportunity for us and for the children to learn a little bit of the history. And so it's going to be a big field of flags this year.
Yeah. So what we got after the Field of Flags? We got Wreaths Across America.
Well, we got our Veterans Day Parade.
Veterans Day Parade's in November the 7th, I think.
Mm-hmm. Break out our calendars.
I should have had that wrote down.
Yep, it is November 7th, and it's going to be at 10 o'clock on that Saturday.
11 o'clock.
Okay, 11 o'clock. I got it wrong on my phone.
It's always 11 o'clock. So it'll be the Saturday before Veterans Day, and we're looking for a big turnout with floats and military vehicles, horses. It's going to be a big parade.
Yeah, it should be a good time. Well, it always is a good time, but
if you're interested in putting a vehicle or a float or some kind of a display in the parade, you can call Jimmy Miller.
And my phone number is 931-581-5948.
Or you can call me at 931-580-2865. Because we're both involved in setting the parade up this year. So again, that's the 7th of November before Veterans Day, which is on the 11th of November. Hope everybody comes out.
Yeah, and one more thing we forgot to recognize is September 24th, we have our Veterans Council dinner.
Yeah, only council members can come to that and their wives.
But if you are a member in good standing of any of our organizations, you are a member of the Veterans Council.
That's correct. And we eat real good. Tony Edwards fixes us, doesn't he? He helps us.
We've never ate bad.
No. Especially that Christmas dinner he did for us last year.
Yeah, so if you're a member in good standing and you want to come out, once again, our two numbers, reach out to us and let us know. We would love to fill the place up.
What else we got? Is that it?
That's it until December, and then we've got our food boxes and Wreaths Across America.
Yeah. We'll talk about that more next month. All right, let's do the third song.
And this third song, sorry about the second song. It wasn't quite the song that I intended, but this third song is A Warrior's Heart. And met the family of this young soldier a great soldier, loved to play guitar over in the desert, and great family, but unfortunately he carried some things home with him that he couldn't let go of and gave his life. But this song is called A Warrior's Heart.
Born in Indiana in 1983, born to be a soldier, and he fulfilled his destiny. When the towers fell, Jeremy was proud to do his part, left his parents and his sister to follow a warrior's heart. While he was in Iraq, he wrote songs and played guitar and sang about the pieces that left invisible scars, nightmares and memories that waited in the dark to terrify and terrorize a wounded warrior's heart. Beneath the tattered flag, God heard our prayers. Jeremy made it back. The boy that went to war wasn't the man that came home. Survivor's guilt and PTS wouldn't leave him alone. Alcohol for guilt and anger, anything to stop the pain. His love and the music, the only things that didn't change. When he got home from Iraq, he wrote songs and played guitar and sang about the pieces while living with the scars. Nightmares and memories were lurking in the dark to terrify and terrorize and steal another warrior's heart.
Shelbyville's seafood secret is a secret no more. The Holy Crab Shack has fantastic reviews on Google, and it's to no surprise. Incredible seafood, crab legs steamed to perfection, Cajun flavors so delicious you'll enjoy every bite. So bring your appetite, roll up your sleeves, and dig into a meal that's messy, delicious, and downright heavenly. The Holy Crab Shack on North Main in Shelbyville across from Lowe's. 931-735-6180. Find the Holy Crab Shack on Facebook for all the latest specials. Let's get cracking.
All right, we're back with the All Veterans Hour, our last segment here, and got Jimmy Miller here, and got a new friend, Aaron Parker from Parker Safes. Got a showroom out on Cessna Lane, and he'll install your safe. And Aaron, thanks for being here this morning.
Well, it's been my pleasure. Thanks for having me, guys.
And you want to wrap up anything anything else you want to say about your business? We've covered pretty good.
No, I'd just say, I thank God for this business and my family that helped me through it and or helps me with it. My wife and I've got an uncle that actually got me into this business, Larry Parker up in Ohio. He's a master engraver and has been doing hammer and chisel engraving for years, a rifle builder, and he started buying safes for his clients' weapons. and made a go of the safe business, and that's kind of how I got involved years later. He's retired now, but yeah, I just thank him, and I thank this community too. When we moved here back in 2012, one of the first guys I ran into was Tad Craig, and gosh, he just helped me meet the right folks and kind of get the ball rolling here. As a business, it's hard when you're starting out. And he kind of helped, among other folks. There's the UPS driver, who I think was one of the first guys I met too, Ty Cobb, and they're just such good folks around here. So I thank the community. You guys for having me on.
You said a whole mouthful. You mentioned Tad Craig and Ty Cobb.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have mentioned that. No, they're great guys. So
yeah, they are. It's Jimmy. We've had a good time this morning, brother.
We have.
And again, if you need help with your VA claims, call Ben Ely at 931-685-4838. If you need a ride to your doctor's appointment, call Bill Tucker, 931-607-7178.
I do have one more question for you, because I heard you mention it and I've never heard of it before. A fireproof envelope?
Yeah, so these are just, you can find them on Amazon even, but it's just like a foil-lined envelope, and a lot of times and we're talking, this probably wouldn't do much outside of a safe, but inside of a safe it adds another layer, and that's really all we're about. It's like, either layers of security or layers of fire protection. So if you put all your paperwork in one of these, either a little file box that has a fire rating to it, or an envelope that's maybe foil lined, it'll certainly help things out. I've seen a lot of safes fail and the paper's just all crispy inside. But if something's in, even like for example, like a pistol in a case, or even a soft case, fares a lot better than one just sitting out on a shelf. So that would go for firearms too. Even a gun sock or a sleeve, something like that, really helps when it comes to fire and all that, especially smoke and there's a lot of chemicals that leach out of a safe when it's heated. So you got to watch that stuff.
We appreciate you being here this morning.
Well, it's been my pleasure, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate the education. I've had all these questions for years, and now I've got some answers.
We like supporting our veterans who have businesses, and it's just one of the things that we do, Jimmy, is trying to help our veterans.
It is, and we have a lot of veteran-owned businesses in Bedford County that everybody should take advantage of.
And again, our next meeting, VFW meets this coming Monday. American Legion meets this coming Tuesday. And then in 2 weeks, the DAV. So we need you. There's 4,000 of you out there, and only about 190, 200 of you are actual members of these organizations. I know the DAV has 150 paid members, and we get about 22. We had 22 at the last meeting.
Yeah, and it is a good time. I mean, the meeting's over and people still don't go home. They sit out in the parking lot talking.
And the American Legion, they have about 80 paid up members, and VFW has about 80 paid up members. So we need you guys. There's 4,000 of you out there. Come on, let's join up.
Well, if I may, how can folks help out? How can they get the word out? Like how could I, as a business owner, help you guys?
We can give you business cards and just tell people. Say, hey, I was on a radio show.
Sure. Didn't
even know what was going on, and some guy called me out of the blue and said, come on up. So,
okay.
Any veterans that are eligible, we need you.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't have to have an invitation. Show up to one of these meetings. You don't have to be invited. You don't have to tell nobody. Show up to that door, come to a meeting, and before I get in trouble, we cannot forget, we also have a VFW auxiliary.
And if you come to the meetings, come at 6 o'clock, maybe 5:30. If you come at 5:30, you ain't going to be late, right?
That's correct. I get there at 5:59, but yeah, 5:30 works too.
And where was that again?
That is located at 1320 East Depot Street.
That's VFW and American Legion. The DAV is on Highway 130, like you're going to the country club.
Okay, well, I'll try to help you guys get the word out.
Cross the bridge, and it's the first building on the left. It's the DAV. So anyway, that about wraps it up. We got one more song to play. So that's not Brandon running the board today.
And this song is called "I'll Carry the Flag," but this song is by Donovan Chapman, and he will be Benny's guest on Wednesday. So if you like this song, want to know more about Donovan Chapman, tune in to Benny on the Beat, and you'll get to know a lot more about him.
That'll do it for us. We're going to do this one more song. Thank you for listening, and thank Yvette. Jimmy, have a good week.
You too, and to all our listeners.
Aaron, thanks for coming.
Yeah, Aaron Parker with Parker's Safe signing off. Thank you, guys.
In this country, it's time to stand with our flag over our heads. Let's reunite this land. Remember the ones who were fighting deep behind enemy lines. She was draped over all of those who died. She never left a man behind. We had the bravery to plant her in the sand on the beach of Normandy. Some say it's a threat to carry our flag as they're running down the streets. This is my flag, this is your flag. This ain't a left thing or a right thing. She was founded on the battlefield and flown on the hill for you and me by the soldiers and the sailors who were first there to defend her. So when you ask me, man, who's gonna carry the flag? Well, I'll carry the flag. We all have more in common than we know. We want a house we call our home, a safe place for our kids to grow. Teach them how to love, teach them how to pray, teach them how to keep their faith should they ever lose their way. And they'll have the freedom to say what's on their minds and choose what to believe. But they'll always know to respect the flag instead of burning her in the streets. This is my flag, this is your flag. This ain't a left thing or a right thing. She was founded on the battlefield and flown on a hill for you and me by the soldiers and the sailors who were first there to defend her. So when you ask me, man, who's gonna carry the flag? Well, I'll carry the flag. You have the freedom of speech to say what you want and choose what to believe. Because 250 years ago, we were marching to a beat and shout victory. She's my flag, she is your flag. She ain't a left thing or a right thing. She carried us on the battlefield. It still flies on the hill for you and me by the soldiers and the sailors who are still there to defend her. So when you ask me, man, who's gonna carry the flag? Well, I'll carry the flag. Oh, I'll carry the flag. Oh, I'll carry the flag. I'll carry the flag.
We're a stand by our country kind of station. 98.7 and AM 1580 WLIJ, Shelbyville, Tennessee.